Hello! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, full honesty, I'm actually gonna make this really short, quick, to the point. Mainly because it's kind of weird to say I didn't do that much this year, but I didn't do much this year. I mean, like every year, I literally make a list of things that I've done in the year that I thought were cool or that I thought were important to the year. But in comparison to this year and last year, it is drastically different. But I think if I had to just sum up 2022, I think it was just small moments throughout the year that made it tolerable. Like there's a lot of things that I've realized this year, existential crisis type things, like my career. Where do I want to go in my career? Do I want to be a teacher long term? What am I gonna look like financially in the next couple of years? Where is my relationship going? Things like that. But, you know, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and hope that I'm striving toward my dream. Whatever my dream/dreams might be. It's assumed that once you hit a certain age that you're supposed to know everything in your life. You're supposed to know where your career is going, and you need to know what your family is going to look like in the next couple of years, things like that. But I think the cool thing about the kind of like Gen Z, millennial generations is that we've kind of recognized that even though we're in our early 20s, we don't have to have everything figured out, and it's really important that everybody goes at their own pace in life. I have friends who are married and having second children and owning houses and doing all these things, and sometimes I feel like I'm stuck. Not that it's bad, it's just like I literally can't progress in my life until like certain things are complete or certain things happen. So right now I'm just kind of like at a standstill. Like I just have to wait for my life to begin. Like the last bit of the year was just really, really difficult. I lost really close people in my life, in my family, and just trying to get through this like semester, if you will, being a teacher is just super difficult. I'm burnt out all the time, and that's not just me, that's literally every teacher that exists right now. We're all just burnt out, and seems like there's no sign of relief anytime soon. But you know, life goes on, and we have responsibilities, and we have to do what we need to do. So with all of that said, let's go over this year. At the end of 2021, I made some resolutions and predictions for this year, and we're gonna see if I did them. So the first one was put an effort into therapy, and I'm happy to say that I did. I spent, like, starting in September, and I ended my program a couple of weeks ago. It was kind of like an 8-week-ish program. It starts with a consultation, and then they put you in a certain program based on how you experience life and what you go through. And they put me in the anxiety and panic program. Honestly, what came out of it is a bunch of coping skills that don't really work. But I'm happy to say that I did put an effort into therapy, because I do know that it helped, especially in very specific situations where I felt like I was anxious or I felt like I couldn't handle it. So it was really nice to have that therapist to talk about those things. So that was cool. The next resolution: end the year optimistic with positivity throughout. So I kind of put like a half did, half didn't, just because I am ending this year cautiously optimistic, but to be positive throughout, I don't really think that I did that. The next one was to volunteer at my church. I did not do that. There were things about the church, and I think one or two of the pastors there that preach that I just didn't agree with. The next one is talk more about the future, which I did. I talked a lot about it, and mainly it was just plans with my partner. So I'm actually really happy that I was able to talk about future things, like what are we going to look like financially in the future, where are we going to live, how is this going to work, how are we going to split bills and like chores and jobs and just things like that. So like we literally have a timeline of how the next like year or two is going to work out. So I'm actually really proud of myself for talking about it, because last year there's no way that you'd get me to talk about these things. So I'm actually really happy that I was able to do that. And finally, the last resolution was to end with $1,500 in my savings. That did not happen. My prediction last year was that 2022, there was going to be a big change that was going to happen. And the year will drain all of my energy, but it will be worth it. And basically, my answer to that is no, not really. There wasn't really a big change that happened this year. See, it did drain all of my energy, but I'm actually not sure if it was worth it or not. So, not really going to go into detail about that, but sometimes I just think it's not worth it. So, finally, here's where we get a little bit more positive. So, for this upcoming year, the 2023, I've got 4 resolutions. To please be happy, $1,000 in the savings account, focus on self-care, and do more by taking more photos rather than snaps. And finally, my 2023 prediction is that I think 2023 is going to be the good year. And I made this prediction about 2020, and we all know how that turned out, but I really do think that 2023 is going to be the good year. All these couple of years of just pain and mental illness and suffering and just so many disappointments, my luck has to change. It needs to change. So, like I said, I am cautiously optimistic that 2023 is going to be a good year. So I actually can't believe that it's been 9 years of snapshots. That's actually really crazy to me, but thank you so much for tuning in and watching and following me on my journey. If you want to see my most recent upload, you can click up there. And if you want to see last year's snapshot, you can click down there. And if you'd like to subscribe, then you can click right here. Alright, y'all. Have a God day, make good choices, and I will see you next year. Bye.